I am.
This is pretty jarring. The CDC tells us almost 2 in 5 adults have high cholesterol. 2 in 5.
Yes.
Think about that for a second. This alone can put you at risk for heart disease and stroke. Serious stuff here.
Our next guest is answering all our cholesterol questions and showing us some healthy food options to incorporate into our diets. Joining us live this morning is Maya Feller. She's a registered nutritionist and dietitian and a friend of the show and world traveler. Good morning, Maya.
Good morning.
So good to see you.
It's so good to see you both.
We're so happy you're here.
The
This
stats,
is scary.
Yes, the stats that you talked about are jarring for a couple of reasons. I think I am the picture of health.
Yes, you
And
are.
during my last physical, she said, we got to keep an eye on your cholesterol.
No.
I almost dropped. Me that I eat so well.
You put nothing
I
bad
eat
on your
so
body.
well. So school us, please.
So here's the thing that I think is really interesting about cholesterol. First of all, it's this waxy substance that we find in every single one of our cells, right? And it's important for the body, like it helps with your vitamin D production, some hormone production, and our body makes it. The thing that's interesting, right, for people who have high cholesterol, perhaps their body's making too much of it, and perhaps their body's also not clearing it. So maybe you're eating, perfectly.
Sure.
You know, I don't believe in like the perfect plate or
course not.
anything,
Right.
but maybe you're eating well, but your body's actually overproducing cholesterol. So you have a propensity to actually hold on to it. I know, right? Hold on to it in your body.
So we're born with cholesterol in our body.
Absolutely.
In every cell.
It's
Yeah.
there
Yes.
in every cell.
Yeah.
She said.
And your
There
body
may be
has
cholesterol.
all that it needs.
I see.
All that
so
it
we
needs.
really are made perfectly.
We are divine beings.
Yes.
As our
it's
last
true.
guest said,
Yeah.
we are
Queens.
Perfect. Queens.
Yeah.
We're amazing.
Yeah.
As is. Okay. So it sounds to me, all right, so we have the cholesterol in every cell of our body, but we obviously need food to survive. So we
Right.
have to be calculated.
Right.
Yeah.
We could either be doing ourselves a favor or not.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
so how is food playing a part
In this.
in this,
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
either way? Well, I think first we should start by breaking down. There's 2 types of cholesterol.
Yes, yes. There's HDL and LDL, and I really like how you frame that question about food being supportive or making it more challenging for us.
Yes.
I really like that. So with the HDL cholesterol, that's high density lipoproteins, right? And that's what we often think of as the good cholesterol. That helps with
HDL.
that reverse cholesterol transport. It brings it back to the liver, and then it gets excreted in the body, right?
Okay.
It gets taken out, cleared. And then there's the LDL, which is the low density lipoprotein, and that's what we think of as the bad cholesterol.
Interesting.
Interestingly enough, there's another one called VLDL, which is the very low lipodensity lipoprotein. And that is what we see with the triglycerides. So the LDL is mostly cholesterol, VLDL is triglycerides. Both of those are what we think is involved in increasing the risk for cardiovascular disease.
So that's the no good cholesterol.
So if
That's
your
the-
doctor says we're looking at high LDL numbers
Yeah.
and high
VLDL.
Triglycerides. Yeah,
that is
exactly.
That is what we need to say.
That's
Okay.
that's exactly
and you
right.
need, then can you be lacking in HDL?
So sometimes the HDL, the ratio is low, but HDL is actually really good, and we see it increase when people begin to eat things like fatty fish, nuts, and seeds. That helps to increase the
The
HDL.
Well, that's a healthy fat. Okay, so then just real quick before we move on, I can't believe I'm processing all this
Yeah.
and it's making sense. There's a lot of science.
This is the beauty of Maya Feller. Hello.
So when you have high cholesterol, it's the higher VLDL and the LDL, the bad ones. What causes that? What are the causes of the high cholesterol?
Yeah.
So it can be a couple of things, right? It might be that there's this internal overproduction. However, there might be a component that's coming from dietary sources.
Interesting.
I want to be super clear when I'm saying this.
Yeah.
I'm not saying that you have to cut out every single fast food meal and that's the reason.
Sure.
But what I'm saying is that when the large proportion of your pattern of eating is coming from saturated fats, trans fats, and
Processed
synthetic
food.
fats,
Yeah.
that you have a much more increased likelihood of having high triglycerides and higher overall cholesterol numbers.
Okay. High cholesterol causes. There you go.
Yes.
Okay, so you talked about food. What are some foods that we should incorporate into our diets if we have high cholesterol?
Yeah. So I always love to remind folks that you want foods that are accessible,
Yes.
affordable, and culturally relevant, right? Because if it doesn't taste good, we're not going to eat it.
That's right.
And I can
Amen.
tell you to eat all the brown rice in the world, and if that's not your jam, you're like,
Well,
no
my
thanks,
soul will
ma'am.
be like, done. Yes, ma'am.
Finish.
Say no more,
I love
fam.
me some rice. I always order rice when it's on the menu. I out myself as Puerto Rican, I know. Sorry.
I love it. I love it. I'm with you. I am so with you. So here I have some nice fiber-rich, produce here. We've got zucchini, we've got bell peppers and corn. I like to remind folks that you can do fresh, you can do frozen, you can do jarred, boxed. Be an informed consumer. Read those labels.
Yes.
If you want corn, then it should say corn on the label.
Right.
Right? So be an informed consumer. So I really love to see things like this showing up on your plate.
You mentioned high fiber, so fiber is good for cholesterol to balance it out.
Yes,
This
fiber
if,
is fantastic.
If you have high cholesterol, add the fiber in.
Absolutely.
Fiber, food's
And
rich in fiber.
It helps reverse.
That's
that's
exactly
like
right.
a chia or a flax as well as fiber.
Chia, flax, oats, all those.
Oh, here we go. Look at this.
The nuts,
All right,
the
let's not
seeds.
get there yet.
Okay,
Hold on,
yeah, yeah,
hold
yeah.
on.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
What do
I'm
we
so
have here?
excited.
I know. They look really good. The Rainer cherries right now. I am a huge fan of seasonal produce because I feel like when you eat in season, the flavors are just popping. They're so good.
They are.
So if you're able to eat in season right now, you're going to see these gorgeous cherries.
Everywhere.
You're going to see nectarines. You're going to see plums, apricots, the
Peaches,
whole
yeah.
thing, like
Stone
all the
fruit
stone
season.
fruit.
Oh,
Right?
I love a stone fruit.
We love an antioxidant.
Yes.
When you have high cholesterol, your body's experiencing oxidative stress. Antioxidants can help to balance it a little bit.
Okay.
And so I really encourage folks, get those fruits in. This is the time. It's the season.
Okay. And what do I have every morning?
I
My
love it.
She
oatmeal
does.
with
Her
my chia.
oatmeal with all of the above in it.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So how do you make your oatmeal?
I do egg whites. I smash half a banana.
Yes.
I put a cup of oatmeal. I mix protein powder with water.
And all her seeds.
I put a little.
That's the sound that her stovetop makes as it's blending.
I put a little dash of salt.
Yes.
And I mix it on the stovetop.
Yes.
It's there for 5 minutes, and then in.
That is delicious.
Am I doing it right?
You're
Can you
doing it so right. That
Okay,
sounds good. Can
thank
you
you.
make some for me?
I was
Sure
just going
can.
to say, can you double the recipe?
Oatmeal
I've yet
for
to see
everyone.
that. I only get the fruit.
I leave some for Dr. Lander.
Oh, that's nice of you.
I love it. Well, so here on this, what we've got is oats. We have a little bit of lentils, which
I love a
loved.
lentil.
Right, are so good.
They're so good.
Listen, you could put them in a stew. You could put them on rice.
And they're
I mean,
can eat 'em hot or cold.
inexpensive.
I know.
They are affordable.
They're
to
like
eat.
89 cents a bag.
It's silly how cheap they are.
It's really amazing. And then I also, I love chia flax, really hulled hemp, any of those seeds. So listen, if you don't like oats, then you can look for another grain that is high in fiber. There's quinoa, there's fonio. You can make that into
Right.
a breakfast porridge. You can also have
Fonio.
Fado.
Fado.
Fado. I love me
Yes,
some fado.
exactly.
All right, we'll talk.